John Fitzgerald Kennedy from Carswell Air Force Base in Fort Worth. This crowd started gathering out here quite early this morning. I was out here at about 7:45, and already a few diehards had gathered early to ensure a good vantage point. Police were circling the field all morning long from the early morning hours, and a huge contingent of police are on hand. Some brilliant yellow roses, some brilliant red roses have been brought out and will be presented to the First Lady. Here comes the big jet end. Air Force number 1, ladies and gentlemen, carrying the President of the United States with the seal on the side. Beautiful sight, beautiful sight. And the crowd below cheering. There's Mrs. Kennedy. The crowd yells, and the President of the United States. And I can see his suntan all the way from here. The President is up to the fence now, shaking hands with people, the President and his wife. This is great for the people and makes the eggshells even thinner for the Secret Service, whose job it is to guard the man. He's waving at a lot of people, smiling, Secret Service men all around. Boy, this is something. The President waves goodbye. Governor Conley standing in the car beaming, and back they go to the car. Head out for downtown Dallas, where thousands should already be on the street right now, waiting for a view of the President and his wife. It'll turn on Houston Street to Elm under the triple underpass, out to the Mart where the President talks.
President and the First Lady sitting in the back seat. As we said, the top is down. The motorcade will be moving slowly enough so that everyone along the route will have a good look at the Chief Executive. I'm trying to put the glasses right now and see who is in the front seat of the automobile, but the glare, it looks like Governor Conley and his wife. That's who it is.
Here comes the first car with Police Chief Jess Curry and Sheriff Bill Decker. And here is the President of the United States. And what a crowd, what a tremendous welcome he's getting now. There are people absolutely looking from every window here in downtown Dallas. They're going further down, and just about now, as we can see, far, far down Main Street towards Simmons Freeway, the motorcade is just about to reach the location of the county courthouse.
you by Instant Niagara and new Niagara Spray Starch, famous products of Best Food.
Did you ask him why he invited her?
He said something about not wanting her to have Thanksgiving dinner alone. He didn't think it was right.
It was real nice of the boy.
And I thought about it, and I gave it a great deal of thought, Grandpa.
Here is a bulletin from CBS News. In Dallas, Texas, 3 shots were fired at President Kennedy's motorcade in downtown Dallas. The first reports say that President Kennedy has been seriously wounded by this shooting. Stay tuned to CBS News for further details.
It takes more than an instant to make a real cup of coffee. That's why Nescafe has come up with a new kind of coffee. It's more than an instant. It's new Minute Brew Nescafe.
Code 2 report from downtown area, code 3 to the Helm in Houston. What's called? 233. I'm sitting here at Helm in Houston.
I heard 3 loud shots seemingly from right over my head.
The area being completely roped off by Dallas Police, the K-9 units here.
I searched through train cars and through the road yards, could find no one.
Attention all emergency equipment. Keep all traffic off of the emergency entrance to Parkland Hospital and all emergency equipment off of Industrial Boulevard. We have a man here said he saw a photo weapon back through the window off of the second floor on the southeast corner of that auditorium building. Yes, we're trying to seal off that building until it can be searched. Elman Field officers are now surrounding and searching the building, 1240.
A small Negro boy and a white man said they had seen a man with a gun in the window of a building overlooking the route.
He's thought to be in this Texas school book depository.
Three bullet shots were heard to ring out. The president slumped into the lap of Mrs. Kennedy. Witnesses said they saw blood streaming from his head. Mrs. Kennedy was heard to say, "Oh, no."
The motorcade sped on toward the hospital. It took them perhaps 5 minutes to reach the ambulance entrance of the hospitals. Reporters there say the president is lying flat on his face in the car.
I am at the hospital now. The president was taken in a few minutes ago, lifted from the car, placed on a stretcher. He was motionless. The First Lady leaned over him, crying. Governor Connolly of Texas was also wounded. It's uncertain at this moment how seriously. There is no word yet as to Mr. Kennedy's condition.
What was a wonderful welcome in downtown Dallas has become a scene of indescribable horror. Faces are ashen white, and people are wondering, is our president going to live?
There's a little confusion here in our studio. I have just returned from lunch. I was called at a restaurant here in New York, advised of the tragedy involving President Kennedy. He was, as you probably know by now, shot along with the governor of Texas in a motorcade in Dallas, Texas, by unknown assailants. So far as we know at the present time, they have not been captured.
Yes. Elman Houston, service owner at the school book department.
Did they realize they had the suspect? No, they do not have the suspect.
Attention all squad. Attention all squad. The suspect in the shooting at Elman, Houston, is reported to be an unknown white male, approximately 30, slender build, height 5 feet 10 inches, weight 165 pounds, reported to be armed with what is thought to be a .30 caliber rifle. No further description at this time or information. 1245 kicking.
You are in the open area, are you not?
Line tonight.
You will be at large for the emergency that's under him.
10-4.
Excuse me 1 minute and let me... Quote, Clint Hill, a Secret Service agent, this is from the United Press. Clint Hill, a Secret Service agent assigned to Mrs. Kennedy, said he's dead as the president was lifted from the rear of the White House touring car. Mr. Kennedy was rushed to an emergency room, and I believe it's Parkland Hospital, is it, Jack?
President Kennedy is on the inside of Parkland Hospital, and 2 priests have just been sent in to the room with the president.
Now we have word that an announcement has been made on the public address system at the trademark where the president was due to speak.
The announcement was made to the crowd just a few minutes ago as to what had transpired. Also in Washington.
I mean, who would want to shoot the president? What did he do? I mean, he's been doing so much for the country. Someone goes ahead and shoots him?
Instructed the Dallas office of the FBI to make an all-out investigation.
Incredible. All I can say.
Governor John Connolly.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt CBS momentarily for a local bulletin with Joe Scott.
Thank you. We're down here at the scene of the current manhunt of Elm and Houston Street. Jerry Hill with the Dallas Police Department just leaned out a window. Apparently they found some shells that are in that room.
The rifle believed to have been used in today's assassination was recovered from the 6th floor. This police officer just shot. I think he's dead.
notify one that the officer involved in the shooting, which is Officer J.D. Tippett, announced DOA at Methodist 128. Do you have any indication that it has any connection with this other shooting? Well, the descriptions on the suspects are similar. It is possible.
Message for him. If we have information that a suspect just went in the Texas theater on West Jefferson. Temple, supposed to be hiding in the balcony.
Suspect on the shooting of police officer is apprehended.
Temple, Texas theater.
Dallas police have arrested a 30-year-old man who was found with a weapon in his possession. No other details are known at the moment, but a man has been arrested carrying a gun, and naturally the entire machinery of law and order in Dallas, both on the city, state, and federal level, have gone into action to try to apprehend the assassin and those who helped him. The bulletin is that a 30-year-old man has been arrested.
One might say at this point that it is very much to be hoped that this assassin, whoever he is not connected with any particular political group, a so-called hate group or otherwise. This will result in a very great rending of the political flesh of this country.
Is a member of the Secret Service.
Sorry to interrupt, Jim. We'll get back to this.
Fine.
We have a phone call from Bob Clark in Dallas. Back to Ron Cochran.
Stand by, please. Bob, stand by, please. We were having a little technical difficulty. All right, Bob, yes, we are on the air now, Bob. Would you give us a recap of all that you know, please?
Well, first, the president's body has just been taken to the Parkland Memorial Hospital. The body, in a sealed brown casket, was wheeled out of the emergency ward. Mrs. Kennedy walked quietly by the side of the casket as it was placed in an ambulance waiting outside the hospital.
The eyes of the nation and the hearts of the nation are with Mrs. Kennedy today, and the eyes of Dallas, Texas are held in shame.
Hello, I've got some dictation for you on the Kennedy story.
Yeah, where are you, Tom?
I'm in Dallas.
Yeah, okay, boy. Now, take it easy.
Okay, this is Dallas, November 22nd. President John F. Kennedy was shot and killed here today, period. The president suffered a massive gunshot wound in the brain.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a press report over the wires that the President of the United States has been the victim of an assassination.
This is all one bullet.
This information, Police Captain Pat Ganaway today said a suspect held in the assassination, the picture you just saw here, was an employee of the building where a rifle was found. Ganaway also said the suspect had visited Russia and was married to a Russian. This is not immediately confirmed. The suspect's citizenship is not known. Ganaway said the suspect was the same man who shot and killed a city policeman in the Oak Cliff section of the city. And if so, those are the pictures we just saw, correct?
We sure hope so.
I haven't been outside of the building since about 10 minutes after this tragic event happened in the city of Dallas. I have talked to the newsmen, and they say the entire city the entire nation is stunned and shocked.
People are walking around the street in whispers and things like that. They don't talk loud. There's no screaming or hollering as you normally find in a city. Everybody is just absolutely stunned.